We are Jed and Sandy, and we are currently exploring Route 66 in our self-converted Sprinter van from Chicago, Illinois, all the way to Santa Monica, California. Join us as we continue this iconic American road trip. The videos from our journey along Route 66 are being uploaded using NOMAD INTERNET.
Our choice for mobile internet while we get our kicks on Route 66.
We are right at the border of Texas and New Mexico, and right here on the border there is a little town called Glenrio. It's now a ghost town. There's really not much back here. The remnants of an old hotel and some old buildings back here. 66 used to run through here. It used to be a pretty little bustling area. Pretty much nothing out here nowadays. But the cool part is that there is a dirt road portion of 66 that is said to be in pretty good condition that you can drive. So we kind of wanted to do a dirt road portion of it, and so that's what we're going to do. So hopefully it's wonderful.
So out on this road, you're going to find a lot of these wooden post bridges. It's absolutely gorgeous. The weight limit's like 8 tons, so if you're in a larger RV, this is probably not for you. We're probably pushing about 5 tons, so I mean, we're doing okay. It's so peaceful and it's so beautiful out here. Welcome to state number 6 on our Route 66 journey. We're in New Mexico, land of enchantment.
Yes, we are. And we are currently in Tucumcari.
It's a busy trucking area.
It is a busy trucking area. We are in Tucumcari. I think that's how you say it. Hopefully that's how you say it. Fingers crossed.
If not, beat us up in the comments below.
Yeah. But this is actually a really, really cool town, and there is tons of old Route 66 stuff. Route 66 ran right through town here. There are lots of old hotels, several of which are still operating.
Restaurants.
Have really cool signs. Old gas stations that have been restored, and they've put murals on the side of them, like Route 66 murals. So yeah, it's actually lots of stuff to see here. So we are at the Blue Swallow Motel. This place was built in 1939 and has been beautifully restored. It's absolutely gorgeous. Their sign is probably one of the best kept and maintained signs that we've seen on Route 66. But the whole place, it just has this really awesome feel to it. This town, Tucumcari, just you feel Route 66 here.
Now this hotel is actually a motor court, so it means it actually has garages attached to the rooms.
Yeah, which is actually, we haven't really seen that in any of the other hotels we've visited. They're actually little garages where everybody could pull their cars in for the night and kind of tuck them away. Now they seem to be more of like, you can still use them if you want, but they seem to be more of like just a little place you can sit. They have like little chairs and tables and stuff that you can kind of sit outside.
Good morning. We are starting our day at the Blue Hole.
It's in Santa Rosa. What state are we in? New Mexico. We're in New Mexico now. We've changed states a lot over the last week and a half that we've been on the road.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to keep track sometimes. This place is like one of the places that Route 66 travelers used to come to all the time, and I can see why. It's a beautiful, how do you describe it?
So it's
a beautiful blue hole in the ground.
Yeah, it's like a sinkhole. So like this is all limestone out here. It's a sinkhole that's kind of like, erosion and water did its thing over years, and so it's a big sinkhole now that's like 60 feet wide, 80 feet deep, and at the bottom it actually gets bigger, and they say it goes up to like 130 feet wide down there. But this is like a super popular place for scuba diving. And
you can also swim here, but it's like in the mid 40s right now, so I don't think I'm gonna be swimming anytime soon.
Seriously, could you imagine like driving through the desert back in the 20s, the 30s, whatever, and coming up like this is like a mirage in the desert, really, like this beautiful water hole. It's really early in the morning, so we can't see down deep in it.
Yeah, if the sun was overhead, I mean, but you can see some of the places where the
crystal clear.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And how cold is the water, Sandy?
61 degrees.
Yeah, it's 61. It's over there on the sign.
61 degrees.
So Sandy navigates most of the time while we're driving. Sometimes Siri does. We have a couple of options on Route 66.
I don't even really know what they are because I haven't read about them that much. Stop putting me on the spot.
I thought it was basically Albuquerque or Santa Fe.
So either way, you're going to go through Albuquerque. It's whether or not you follow Route 40, which is an older version of Route 66, or if we go up to Santa Fe, which is like the really, really earlier version. I think the part that was there like the 20s into the 30s. So I think we're going to go for Santa Fe. We've always wanted to go through there.
Okay, Santa Fe it is. The cat would have been the tie-breaking vote if...
She's sleeping.
Yeah, she is sleeping. Yeah, she's actually awake. So we've driven a little bit from the Blue Hole. A little bit of highway, but the side roads are absolutely beautiful. We have stopped at Pecos National Historic Park. So this park basically is based around the Pecos people. It was the native people that lived here for a very long time. They traded with other nearby tribes, and in the 1500s they welcomed the Spanish in here, and they built actually a huge adobe church up on the hill here, and it's really beautiful. This whole area is absolutely stunning. So this wall here actually served as kind of like the city limits. Now, if you were coming to trade here and you were another tribe, you would basically make camp in like the fields surrounding the city. You know, basically at night you retired back to your camp at night and got some sleep.
It's really far down. We have climbed down into a reconstructed kiva, which is a Pueblo ceremonial room. This is underground, and it's a place where they would have held ceremonies for a good harvest, a good hunt, or even to help cure the sick.
So this was a really nice place to stop and stretch our legs for a little bit. Sandy said something earlier that kind of struck a chord with me, talking about, you know, Route 66 and its history. This stuff here is like true American history. Well, welcome to Santa Fe.
So this place is really cool. Just first driving in and seeing all the adobe buildings, it is beautiful here.
Even more impressive behind us is actually the oldest church in the United States.
So this is San Miguel Church, or San Miguel Mission, and it was built in the early 1600s, sometime around 1610. It's pretty old.
Yeah, that is pretty old. So when you walk inside the church, you can see like these beautiful old murals right behind where the altar is. I'm not sure if they still hold services or mass here or not. The ceiling as well, it has these huge timbers that kind of hold the ceiling. I mean,
the ceiling is gorgeous. Like, the wood is beautiful.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. So if you're in the area, I think this is definitely worth your time to just stop in and see.
Stop and peek. Yeah, I think churches are like around the world. Like, churches are some of the most beautiful structures you'll see, whether you're religious or spiritual or whatever or not. They're just beautiful, beautiful buildings, and some of them have some amazing architecture and just really cool to see.
Yeah, definitely agree. So right next door to the oldest church in the world is apparently the oldest house in the world. How did we get so lucky?
U.S.
In the U.S. Sorry, not the world. So, sorry, every other country out there. I apologize. So behind me is the Loretto Chapel. It was built in 1878. The inside is absolutely beautiful, but there is one thing in this church that definitely stands out. It has a really cool story. So inside there's a circular staircase, often referred to as the Miraculous staircase. Now the story behind it is that the architect suddenly died, and the sisters did not have anybody to complete a staircase up to the balcony. So they prayed and prayed and prayed about it, and on the 9th day, a carpenter showed up and said, "Hey, I can build this staircase." You'll notice that there are some handrails on this. The carpenter didn't build those were added later. He worked in basically secret and made this beautiful spiral staircase with 33 steps. The sisters were actually terrified to go up and down these because there was no railing, so a railing was eventually added. After the completion of this, the original carpenter who built the staircase disappeared. They never asked who he was, and they never paid for his work. He just came, did the work, and disappeared. In the next episode, we continue to get our kicks along Route 66. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And until next time, stay wonderful.
Call it a day.